Australians love their SUVs and dual cab utes, which begs the question, are the days of the affordable small car over? Kia certainly doesn't think so, which is why the car you see behind me here is super important for the brand. It's the new Kia K4, the replacement for the hallowed Cerato, which has been around in Australia for about 20 years, and it's got some pretty big shoes to fill. Last year, the Cerato, with almost 16,000 sold, accounted for almost 20% of the brand sales in Australia. That made it Kia's second best-selling car of any kind in 2024, behind only the Kia Sportage and ahead of everyone's favourite people mover, the Kia Carnival. So, can this new Kia K4 maintain that momentum? Let's go for a drive and find out. Australia will get 4 trim levels of the new Kia K4, which is, for now, only available as a sedan. There's a range of K4 hatchbacks due later this year, but for now it's the sedan range hogging the limelight. The Kia K4 sedan is available in the same S, Sport and Sport Plus grades as the Cerato before it, while at the top of the tree, the K4 GT line replaces the Cerato GT. Pricing starts from $30,590 before on-road costs for the K4S, some $3,530 dearer than the outgoing base Cerato. It's also $1,500 dearer than a comparable Hyundai i30 sedan, but remains more affordable than the cheapest Toyota Corolla and Mazda 3 models currently available in Australia. Stepping into the K4 Sport will ask for $35,190 of your hard-earned dollars, while opting for the Sport Plus trim level will see you shell out $37,590. And at the top of the range, the K4 GT line is priced from $42,990 before on-road costs, which is a massive $6,130 increase over the outgoing Cerato GT. Now, on paper, those price increases might seem hefty, but it's worth noting you get a whole lot more Kia small sedan for your money, even at its most basic level. New standard equipment for K4S includes 16-inch alloy wheels, replacing the antiquated steelies of the base model Cerato, a bigger 12.3-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, LED headlights, as well as more advanced safety tech, including adaptive cruise control. The Sport model adds a 12.3-inch digital instrument display, 17-inch alloy wheels, satellite navigation, and dual-zone climate control, while stepping into the Sport Plus brings niceties like a leather interior and heated front seats. At the apex of the range, the K4 GT line scores 18-inch alloy wheels, a premium Harman Kardon sound system, wireless phone charging, heated and ventilated front seats, as well as a sunroof. Engine choices across the range run to 2. The S, the Sport, and Sport Plus models are all fitted with the same 2-litre naturally aspirated 4-cylinder petrol unit carried over from the Cerato, as is the 6-speed automatic transmission. The GT line brings a 1.6-litre turbocharged 4 to the party, along with a new 8-speed automatic transmission that replaces the 7-speed dual clutch found previously in the Cerato GT. Before we continue, a quick reminder that if you're in the market for a new or used car, head on over to Drive Marketplace at Drive.com.au. Now, back to our regular program. Inside is where the K4's growth spurt, and it has had a growth spurt, comes to the fore. The K4 is at once significantly longer and wider than the Cerato, and that pays dividends inside where the new car feels more spacious than the model it replaces. It's a well-resolved cabin too, bringing plenty of styling elements from the broader Kia stable. Cloth seat trim graces the entry-level S and Sport models, but that doesn't detract from the overall ambience inside the cabin, which feels modern and fresh. Big screens are what buyers are wanting in today's new cars, and here the K4 delivers with a 12.3-inch unit that's as good and as polished as any going around today. You can expect the usual storage options like cup holders and door cards that can take bottles, as well as a decently sized central storage bin for all your bits and bobs. Stepping into Sport Plus and GT line models adds a leather interior. Artificial leather, of course, for all the vegans out there. It looks $1 million too, especially in the two-tone grey and white of our test car, while also remaining comfortable and supportive, even on longer drives. The second row, no matter the grade, is where the K4's growth spurt really pays off. It's hard to believe this is a small car with the amount of knee, leg and headroom available. There's a real feeling of spaciousness inside, and that's really evident in the second row, where the outboard passengers at least can luxuriate in comfort. But those sentenced to the gulag that is the middle seat won't be so happy. An elevated seating position and a super firm seat back, as well as a foot space robbing transmission tunnel, in a front-wheel drive car no less, go figure, conspire to steal comfort from anyone unlucky enough to find themselves in the middle pew. There's good news way out back though, with a massive boot quoted at 508 litres. It's at once deep and long, and I can imagine a pram fitting easily along with a week's worth of groceries. If boot space is your thing, it's worth checking out the Kia K4. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up down below. Better yet, hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything we're doing here at Drive. Speaking of Drive, let's take the new Kia K4 for a, well, drive. So, what's the Kia K4 like from behind the wheel? In a word, good, and in the case of the turbocharged GT line, really good. I spent time in the K4 Sport and was pleasantly surprised by the 2-litre non-turbo 4-cylinder engine under the bonnet. With 112 kilowatts and 192 newton meters on tap, the K4 Sport is eager enough to get moving away from standstill without being silly. Acceleration is linear and entirely predictable, with the K4 easing into the flow of traffic with minimal fuss. Cruising at highway speeds feels effortless too, although getting up to speed is where the shortcomings of the aspirated 4-cylinder make themselves known, with harder acceleration eliciting a lot of work and noise from the engine with not too much to show for it. The 6-speed automatic transmission is decent enough too, but feels a little underdone in today's landscape. A couple of extra ratios wouldn't go astray, but overall it remains intuitive with smooth gear changes that feel right for the situation. And the steering is good too, with a touch of meatiness and a nice directness. But the star of the show is undoubtedly the K4's suspension tune, which provides a nice blend of comfort and feedback. Kia invests a lot of time and money in ensuring its cars are tailor-made to suit Australian road conditions, and it shows with an impressively compliant ride quality. Of course, the real fun is to be found in the K4 GT line and its 1.6-litre turbocharged 4. With 142 kilowatts and 265 newton meters available, mated to a slick 8-speed automatic transmission, the GT line is a properly warm small sedan. It doesn't quite stray into the hot hatch arena, and I'd argue for everyday use that that's a good thing. Instead, here is a small sedan that serves as a comfortable drive, but one that can be let off the chain just a little to offer plenty of fun. The steering is beautifully direct, the 8-speed automatic slick and intuitive, while the Turbo 4 offers enough grunt to propel the K4 out of corners with verve and vigour, but without breaking the demerit points bank. The suspension is a little firmer too than found in variants lower down the range, but again, this is a good thing with plenty of feedback to let you know what the wheels are doing. It remains composed and comfortable and just a little bit playful. And when the fun is over, the K4 GT line eases back into being a comfortable and spacious small sedan that feels equally at home on a rural back road as it does traversing Australian suburbs or crawling through traffic. The K4 nameplate might be new, but as far as carrying on the 20-year heritage of the popular and much-loved Cerato, Kia has definitely nailed it. So there you have it, the new Kia K4, a stylish small sedan that offers as a real alternative for buyers not enamoured of SUVs. And there really is a lot to like. It's well equipped for the money, it's got a stylish and spacious interior, and most importantly, it drives pretty nicely too. There's a hatchback coming later this year, and we'd love to see a hybrid powertrain sometime in the future, something that Kia Australia has said they'd like as well. But now, as an affordable small car, the Kia K4 is definitely one for you to consider. If you'd like to know more about the Kia K4, head on over to Drive.com.au for my detailed written review. And if you'd like to see what Kia's competitors in the small car segment are doing, check out these videos up here.